Who are your Super Bowl teams? And tell me today who wins it all.
Skip, I can honestly say I can't recall that I've seen a team seen both sides where the teams are so flawed, be it pass rush, be it rush defense, Skip, be it offense, whatever the case may be. All of these teams are greatly flawed. But right now I got to pick. And right now I'm going to take the Titans on the AFC. Skip, they have the most impressive resume. They've beaten the Bills, the Chiefs, the Rams, and the 49ers, all in the playoffs, and they beat the Colts twice, which also kept them from getting into the playoffs.
Yep.
Obviously, everybody had some terrible losses. You're like, damn, how'd y'all lose to the Jets? How did y'all lose to this? How'd you get blown out by 40 points to Arizona? And then I'm going to take the Packers. I've seen some things over the last couple of weeks that caused me concern with the Packers, and that's their inability to stop the run. The question is there someone that's in the playoffs? The 49ers could give them fits. Remember, Skip, it took Aaron Rodgers heroic to, I think it was a Monday night or Sunday night game in order for them to get a Mason Crosby walk-off field goal.
They did. He kept throwing to Devontae when I'd say, well, just cover him.
Just double Devontae and make him go elsewhere with the football. So, Skip, for me, I'm going to say Packers over the Titans. They get Derrick Henry back. He gets another week to rest. Yeah. They said he was on the practice field this week. He wasn't active for the game. He gets another week to rest. Skip, I've sid things the whole year that caused me concern. I'm not convinced of the Chiefs' defense. Pittsburgh, like I said, there's just too many things. I don't feel comfortable with this, but looking at who they played their best. These two teams played their best. I'm going to go with the Packers over the Titans. Packers and the Titans.
Okay. But you got Packers winning it all.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I am here to remind you your preseason picks were
Tampa and
Kansas City.
Kansas City, yeah.
Okay, so you're off Kansas City, even though Fox Bet has them second favorite to Green Bay.
Yeah.
So you could have your preseason favorite back, and you don't love them.
They make too many mistakes. They make too many mistakes.
Okay, you're down on them both offensively and defensively.
I think offensively they're fine. I mean they're gonna be fine. I think offensively they're fine, but Skip, defensively, you can't play like that to the Broncos. You're a tight end blown assignment away from losing that game. Tight end blows an assignment. Melvin Ingram shoots the backfield, blows the play up. Nick Bolton picks the ball up, and he's off to the races. You're that away from losing the game. Skip, they make too many penalties. Remember the game against Cincinnati? They got 3 penalties, PI, pass interferences, or holding on the last drive to keep drives alive. You can't win like that in the playoffs.
Okay, so you have driven a number of bandwagons through the AFC chase this year. You've liked New England for a while. You liked Buffalo for a while.
Not for the championship, though.
Okay, all right.
But I did think New England.
Okay.
I picked them 10-7. I thought they'd go 10-7. I think they went 10-7.
They did, and I also said 10-7.
Yeah.
And they did, and yet they lost yesterday, and they didn't look very good. The young quarterback is starting to look like a young quarterback.
Yeah, he's making mistakes that a young quarterback makes.
Okay, so now they have to go back to Buffalo, where I thought they should have lost in that 50-mile-an-hour wind game, the windstorm game.
Right.
And I believe Buffalo will take them right out, as they should have the first time around in Buffalo. Okay. I am also ready to proclaim Titans go to Super Bowl, but I've been telling you that for a couple of weeks now because Coach Vrabel is the coach of the year.
Absolutely, he should be.
It's like hands down, game over, case closed, because he is Belichickian, because he played for Belichick, and yet he's got a lot more heart and soul to him than Belichick does, because he was a player, and I think he relates to players.
But he's the only one that didn't coach under Belichick.
That is correct.
He actually played for Belichick.
He played, but didn't coach.
Right. He has his own identity in how he does things, and I guarantee you, Skip, he ain't up there trying to be Coach Belichick.
He is not. That team is extremely physical on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
And if Derrick Henry is 90% of Derrick Henry, that Deontay Foreman, he looks like a sort of poor man's Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he does.
He can bash and crash.
Right.
Okay, so I don't see anybody beating them in Nashville. I just don't. So I think they got 2 games at home to get to the Super Bowl, and I believe they're going to get there.
And considering, Skip, they played half the season without Derrick Henry. Julio Jones been in and out of the lineup.
It looks like he's back.
A.J. Brown has been in and out of the lineup. He's been nicked all year, and somehow he kept this thing rolling.
Okay, so I do not love and never have loved that quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, who used to be a receiver at Texas A&M, and sometimes he plays quarterback like he's still a receiver.
He does.
But the point is, he's played better than I thought he could. And I believe he can do just enough with Vrabel sort of overseeing him and sort of managing his game and emotions that he can be at least a Trent Dilfer once upon a time. You won a Super Bowl. And I'm not saying they have Baltimore's defense, but they have a good one.
Yeah, they do. They do.
It's solid because it's experienced and it's physical.
Yeah, Bud Dupree and Harold Landry, Bayard in the back end. They got guys that can make plays.
They do. All right, so this brings me to my picks. I picked Cleveland and Tampa before the year with Tampa over Cleveland.
Right.
And my quarterback, Baker Mayfield, got hurt, and we've gone round and round about that. But I believe that's what derailed the Cleveland Browns this year because on paper, I still loved everything that they had. They suffered a lot of injuries on defense, but I believe the injury gods dictated no Cleveland Browns because obviously they didn't even make the playoffs. But I did pick Tampa to win it all, and I'm still picking Tampa to win it all because I'm here to tell you they're still the best team. And they still have, to me, the best quarterback. We're going to talk about MVP in a little bit. But even if Brady doesn't win it, I can make a case that will drive him once again through the playoffs to say, watch this. All he needs is the slightest slight, and he'll go Jordan-esque on you. Okay, watch what I do to you then.
You believe Tampa goes back to Lambeau and do what they did last year?
They're going to almost certainly have to, unless you tell me that the Rams are going to go to Lambeau, where they stunk it up the last time they went there, but Aaron Donald had cracked ribs and Goff had the surgical
but they played him in the regular season this year there, and they lost. Green Bay beat them.
All right. Okay. So do I trust the Rams? I do not. So I believe that Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. will go back and beat Aaron Rodgers, who's now 1-4 in NFC Championship games, will beat them on the frozen tundra at Lambeau once again because he has Aaron Rodgers' number. He beat him twice last year, one in Tampa, one up there in the playoffs when it counted.
Happening.
It's going to happen again.
You saw Bakhtiari was back. He only played 21 snaps,
but then
he
he
looked
got
good.
nicked again, I
He looked
thought.
good. No, he looked good. He looked good. So he going to neutralize one side.
Is he?
Yeah. Look good. I like what I saw.
Remember, the last 3 or 4 games, there's been no Shaq Barrett, there's been no JPP, but they say both are on schedule, on course to be back for the playoffs. Levante David on schedule to be back. Fournette on schedule to be back. They didn't play Vita Vea yesterday. I still say they are number one against the run defense, and that it will be shored up and buckled down when they get all their studs back.
Well, it'll be interesting if Jair Alexander, he's supposed to be, he had that shoulder injury. He's been out the lion's share of the season. He could come back. It's going to be interesting if Zadarius Smith, if he's back. The question, Skip, the thing is that they've been getting run on. The thing that concerns me about Tampa ain't running the football. It's all about Brady in that passing game. And you got to clock, Skip.
I thought playoff Lenny was running it last year pretty well.
I don't
and
know
he's
if
supposed to be back, and Gio Bernard's supposed to be back.
I'm clogging the middle. I'm making Brady throw the ball outside the numbers. If you look at him yesterday, I don't know what defense that you're running that allows Gronk to run up the seams unchecked. Guys, I mean, that's where he wants to go to Skip. He wants the ball inside the numbers. He wants quick, easy throws because he wants to get the ball out of his hands. I don't blame him. I'm 44. I wouldn't be trying to take no NFL licks either. So I don't have a problem with that. But you have to understand how you need to attack him. But you can't give him a steady diet. The Panthers yesterday, Skip, they lined up in that double A gap, and all of a sudden they bailing out of there, but they leave him vacant. You can't do that with him. You got to give him a different look. Go cover two, go single high, go quarters coverage. Everybody, you just can't give him a steady diet of anything because he'll build up a tolerance for it and he'll pick you apart. Okay. And that's what he started to do with Carolina.
Okay, I'm going to remind you, Brady was pretty spectacular yesterday against a Carolina defense, and I know you're going to scoff at this, but they came in statistically rated second in the NFL. It's in yards allowed. And Brady threw a party yesterday. And I think it was a lot about Antonio Brown. And I told you last week that I believe that AB's meltdown and his attack on Brady and Arians will reunite this team, re-energize this team, and reignite this team for a playoff run. I think it will be a lot that they'll be playing to spite him, to show him you're not needed here. So I think that was actually the best thing that could happen, even though it's cut off your nose to spite your face because you don't have him. But he was able to go yesterday to a Perriman occasionally or to Tyler Johnson occasionally. Right. They even, would you believe they got little Scotty Miller involved late in the game on some reverses, and he got 2 of them, and one he broke for a 40-yard touchdown.
He did.
And did you see who ran all the way to the end zone to congratulate him? That number 12 guy did, because
I saw him walk briskly.
Huh?
He walked briskly.
No, he ran all the way to the end zone because he was there almost as. And by the way, Scotty Miller's been hurt all year. He runs 4.3, so he can fly. So he might have his secret weapon back that can help sort of get them through the night without AB, because Scotty Miller can do a little bit of that. He's one guy who can get behind the defense.
But you will admit Sam Darnold played bad yesterday, right?
Okay, well, I told you before the draft, I'm not a fan. I don't like him, and I believe he's not going to make it in this league as anything but a backup.
Yeah.
Okay? So you loved him. I didn't. I love Baker.
Well, Skip, look, I only had 2 girls to pick from.
Okay.
I mean, damn, I got to take one of them.
Okay, well, obviously, if we had either of us had any idea what Lamar was going to do, maybe we go in that direction.
Or even Josh Allen, Skip.
Okay. Not sure I'm sold on either one of those guys either, but we're about to find out on Josh Allen.
But Josh Allen is better than the 2 aforementioned guys.
I'm not sure about
I'm 100% sure of that. Yes, I feel very comfortable in saying.
Okay.
I feel comfortable with that.
So I believe if Tampa gets reasonably back, if it gets 90% back to full strength and full health, this is a football team here with the best playoff performer, because Aaron comes up small in the biggest games. I'm sorry, I'll take Brady.
I can't fight you on that. I can't fight you on that. What's happened in the playoffs? But it's a quarterback league, and the quarterback's going to have to make those plays, make those throws, and I just believe it's Aaron times this year.
Do you?
Yep.
After all those disasters?
Yep.
Huh. I don't trust Aaron Rodgers in championship games, so I will take the GOAT.
I'm sorry,
Thank
Fox, that we picked Packers. We got Tampa and Titans, and I got Packers and Titans. Hopefully he can be the Rams or somebody. Who else can be? Maybe the Cowboys. Hey, who knows? Cowboys can't make it because I won't be able to stomach
You said one and done, I thought, earlier in the day.
They are. That's why I don't want to know. But even if it were, if he was like tolerable, you'd be insufferable. That's what you are. You are insufferable if the Cowboys win.
I thought I was insufferable, period.
You are, but you become even more
it's
insufferable.
It's a different level, Skip. It is a different level.
Can you imagine the Cowboys and Tampa playing in the championship game? I don't know what I'm going to do.
Sometimes I don't know what's better.
I got cake and candy also. I just got...
Maybe what goes around would come all the way back around.
Maybe.
Opening Thursday night would become closing Sunday, right?
Well, you remember Dak told Tom he was going to see him. I see you again.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.